The Latest in the Gayest podcast is intended for listening by adult members of the LGBTQIA+ community and their allies. Discussions may contain material not suitable for folks under the age of 18. Listener discretion is advised.
This week, we topple Tate's toxic masculinity.
And we make movies gay again. All this and more on The Latest.
And the gayest. Who the fuck are you?
Hello?
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
What?
Do you seriously not get that reference?
And I'm at a... What's...
All right, I'm going to have to send it to you because that was just totally wasted. But
No.
anyway, welcome to another. It's I'll send you
TikTok?
No, I'll send you the. I mean, it's probably on TikTok somewhere, but it was like one of those stop motion videos somebody made of like Barbies.
Oh my.
Yeah. Is the Barbies in like the school? It's like a high school bathroom.
I totally forgot. Oh my god, such a blast from the past. I was watching.
Who are
oh
you? Who the fuck are you?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See?
I was recently watching a video about like videos that came out and like viral YouTube things that came out in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh god, and it was like that was one of them they're talking about. It's like the
and
Barbie.
Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie the Unicorn, yes, we talked.
Yeah,
the Unicorn, the duck song.
Oh my god.
Charlie bit my finger.
What?
Potter Puppet Pals.
Harry Potter Puppet Pals.
It's so good.
Leroy Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Me. Before
the Laser Collection. Laser Collection. Did you watch Laser Collection?
No.
It's really cringy, like 2000s humor. It's not funny. There is not even like a monicum of humor in it today.
Oh my god. Okay.
Back then it was hysterical.
When I tell you, when Leroy Jenkins was like a thing and it, when it was popular, me and my like group of like middle school nerd buddies, we quoted that shit like on the daily, multiple times a day. Like we were those kids who would be like at lunch at our table, just being like, and all the other tables around us would just hear us being like, Leroy Jenkins. And we were like the most annoying crowd of like nerd, like today's children. Yeah, like today's crowd would be considered like those kids who like wear the Minecraft creeper like zipper up hoodies.
Yeah.
And like fully just
in the middle of a lunchroom.
Yeah, and they just fully don't bathe.
Ugh. Yeah, totally.
They just fully don't shower. Like it's I keep seeing this like I don't follow the guy, but I keep seeing this one dude pop up on my For You page every now and then. And he's like, he does this character of like, he's wearing that like Minecraft creeper, like zip up hoodie. And he's like trying to be one of those nerds that like, he has his Discord kitten. And he's like, the whole thing is just him like, on Discord with his little like Discord girlfriend or something, and it's like, hey kitten, ew, like, and the whole thing just makes me vomit. And
Bomb City.
And then there was like a few of them where he'd be like yelling back at his mom or something, and he's like, Mom, I just showered last week. If I shower again, Kitten's gonna think or something about like, I'm not gonna have my musk for my kitten. And I'm like,
if it's satire, that's genius. But if it's real, it's heinous.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the videos that he's doing are satire, but the concept of it is very much real because there are people like that who like exist.
There's all kinds of people in the world, good and bad.
Yeah, and speaking of which, thanks for joining us for yet another.
I was like trying so hard to like, how am I gonna veer us back into like introducing ourselves?
Welcome back to.
We're just gonna have to.
Yet another wonderful episode of The Latest and the Gayest here yet again on this beautiful, beautiful day. My name's Alex, and I'm also here with my co-host. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, it's me, Josh. Hi.
Hey, hi.
You know what that was like? I just want to say I'm part of the LGBT community, and this is
my best friend. This is my best friend, Valentina. She's an ally. Talk, Valentina.
Ally.
Ah, Valentina.
You'd love icon.
Oh my God!
And then that video reminds me of. I probably talked about it before, but that's like, Pikachu, come out. I'm
gay.
It's so good, so good.
Oh my God! Quick backtrack. I just thought of another iconic early 2000s like YouTube.
Tell me.
Shoes. Oh my God!
Oh
shoes.
Yes.
Let's get some shoes. Let's get some.
And how that came back with I think Mask too.
Yes.
And then who? Leave Britney Alone was one that people talked about. Chocolate Rain is one they talked about.
Yeah.
There was also
Leave Britney alone.
I think that's also right after that, because there was that, and then right after that, that's when people like Hannah Hart, Tyler Oakley, Connor Franta really hit their stride
when they started coming to power.
Yeah, Ryan Higa and Jenna. Jenna was like kind of like always there, but she like was in her peak.
Yeah, that's when that's when she started to hit it.
And then also like the Shane Dawsons and I don't think Jeffree Star was like they were around. Jeffree Star was like
Jeffree Star was around, but I mean we knew a lot of people knew Jeffree Star because of his MySpace days. Yeah. So, which you youngins out there probably don't know what we're talking about, but
oh my God, you know what's crazy?
What?
A girl at work today that I work with, she's like one of the girls in the front doing the retail. She didn't know who Usher was.
Stop it.
She did not know who Usher was.
Stop it.
I won't.
Oh my God.
And I asked her if she knew who Missy Elliott was, and she said no.
Oh my God. Okay. I saw this. This was actually literally just this morning when I was lying in bed. I saw this TikTok where apparently some kid had like posted on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh my God." They were so. How old were you in like 2014? You were.
I just turned 24. And it's 2022, and that was.
So you were. I mean, we were both like teens.
That's 8 years ago. So 24 minus 8.
This
16.
Okay, yeah. So I would have been 15 at the time. But
basic math on the pod.
Hey, you know what? We're not just a gossip and like news podcast. We're
math. Also serious mathematicians.
We be mathin'. But anyway, so this person was talking about how some kid like posted on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh my God, imagine being a teenager in 2014. One Direction was at its peak. YouTubers were like on the rise, and they were talking about like all this shit and like romanticizing like the 2014 era."
Mm-hmm.
And it just was like all these things that to them this was like retro, or even just like, I guess for them they would have been like a lot younger in 2014, but for us this was what we grew up with.
Yeah,
like when we were teenagers, this was all like we had like, when One Direction and like, oh my God, the unicorn frappuccino.
Oh my God.
Did
This
you
is
ever
how, like,
try that?
I didn't, but
Oh,
I know
I
people were
only did
foaming at the mouth.
I only did once, and I see videos on TikTok still of like Starbucks baristas who were working during that time period, and they were like, I still have PTSD from like little girls and all these like,
Grown gay men.
all these like preteens and like, yeah, grown ass men coming into Starbucks and being like, can we get like a bunch of unicorn frappuccinos? And
Honey.
the amount of like blending that they had to do, and
Mm.
I can't even begin to imagine what they must have gone through. But yeah, it was
God,
it was bad.
it was bad. It was bad. Also, I remember the year Pokemon Go came out. That was insane.
Oh my
Uh,
God, yeah.
the way that these tweets are looking at the early 2000s is the way the people that grew up in the 90s felt when we like talk about 90s things.
Mm, that's true.
And so we're kind of getting a taste of our own medicine here.
There's a lot of people who are my age or like our age who literally I've seen people like talk about, oh my God, I wish I could have been a teenager back in like 19 like 87.
Oh, for
Like
what? Like to see
the
Madonna and
late
Michael Jackson and
I had apparently
I mean it's
like
cool, but like okay.
late 80s or late 90s, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess for me it's just weird to see people romanticizing um a time period where like I was still going through as a young gay person. I was still going through a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
So to see people like romanticizing that time period, I guess I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, girl, what?
No, being in that time period, like you'd be watching like coming out videos and being like,
Oh
ugh.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
that was a big thing, coming out videes.
Yeah,
And you'd be
Tyler
watching them, but
Oakley.
then you'd have to like go to school and be like, Tom Brady.
Yo. Doesn't yo, let's go throw some football around. Yo, let's go make a touchdown on the sports
Hey,
field.
want to come to the basketball game tomorrow? Like, you do
Yeah.
you need to like
Oh,
butch it up.
it was it was a whole thing. But speaking of Butch, let's take a break.
And now we're back with what has to statistically be someone's favorite portion of the podcast, queer quandaries,
Somebody.
where
Somebody's gotta like it.
someone has to. And you know what? I'm one of those people. I'm people. Anyways,
I am bitches.
I'm bitches.
Anyway, anyway, it's time for Queer Quandaries. All right. And now let's get into this week's top stories. So, this week, a very anti-LGBTQ plus candidate named Carrie Lake won her spot in the Arizona GOP primary elections. Now, Carrie is very controversial for a number of reasons. One, she not only used to work for, but was also endorsed by former President Cheeto Chancellor.
Mm,
Um, During the 2020 elections, she made a lot of false like election fraud claim. I mean, so did like,
everybody.
uh, yeah, a lot of the conservatives were making all these election fraud claims, but she made a lot of election fraud claims during her campaign, and she said she would not have certified President Joe Biden's win. She also has been called a hypocrite many, many times because for changing positions on several topics out of political expectancy. For example, she, among a bunch of other like crazy conservatives, recently was quoted in saying that drag queens are groomers, because this is like the new hot button issue for them.
It's so weird.
However, and this is what's so funny, and this is why people say she's such a hypocrite. She has been friends with someone who performs in drag under the name Barbara Seville, and for like 25 years. And in fact, Barbara has performed at Lake's house before with her children present. So where is all this like hostility suddenly like coming from when you've literally I don't know. She also made a very big point recently, and this is just like yet again another like typical crazy conservative thing. She's made like an extremely big point in her primaries on how she hates the mainstream media, and she's now going under like the MAGA philosophy, which apparently got her victory in Arizona, which hey, here we are. But yeah, so she won and she's moving on.
Well, it's just the primaries, so
yeah, I mean
we have a long way to go.
It's true, but still
Still,
not
it's
not
troubling that she won with all that.
yeah, she's out there now. So here we go.
More crazies. According to NBC New York, a 75-year-old retired school teacher, Robert Robert Faring, was sentenced to 30 months in prison following threats he made against the LGBTQ community. He had pleaded guilty in February for threatening communications through the Postal Service. Some of his threats included bombing Stonewall Inn and threats of bombing during New York City Pride in 2021. When the FBI investigated his Long Island home, they found 2 loaded shotguns, hundreds of rounds of ammo, threatening letters, and an envelope to a LGBTQ affiliated attorney containing a dead bird.
Jesus Christ.
And Robert Faring has likened his plans to that of the Pulse nightclub shooting in 2016. He pled guilty, which I mean, like, okay, and he's getting 30 months in prison. And there's this whole part of the in the article talking about how like he like is remorseful of his actions and he just wants to like have a peaceful life with his family once he's served his time. And I'm just like, dude, can you like shut the actual fuck up? And also like, this man needs to be like barred from owning any kind of firearm.
Oh yeah.
He needs to.
These see when us, libtards talk about like gun reform and why we don't why we're not a fan of it, or why we're not a fan of like, people owning guns. These are the people that we're talking about when we say this type of shit. These are the type of people that we're afraid to have owning guns, because he's just talking about like, I just want to live a normal life after I've served my time and live with my family. I'm like, just no,
log off, Fifi. It's a no from me. Yeah, and it's also like, what's with people sending dead animals in the mail? Like that's insane.
That I mean,
I think I've heard that before. It's like, that's gross, but B, like, what does it actually even do? Like, if someone sent me like a dead rat or like a dead dog in a box, it'd be like, oh, gross! I just throw it away and go about my day.
Well, because I know that's a thing that the Mafia likes to do.
Oh yeah,
yeah. When they're like at war with someone, they fully just isn't that because I've seen like, I mean, again, I don't know how realistic the movies are, but they fully will just like send dead birds and like dead horses, and they'll just like send you a dead animal as like a warning sign to be like,
guess so.
The Mafia's on its way.
I don't know if the Mafia is still
hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands, because Ricky Tortellini Pescadero in his crew.
Ricky Tortellini.
Yeah, Ricky Tortellini.
Ricky Tortellini with a gun. Okay.
Yeah,
totally.
Ricky Tortellini, mozzarella, Coliseum.
Cacio Pepe.
Yeah, Ricky Tortellini,
Cacio Pepe.
Ricky Tortellini, Cacio e Pepe, and his great Nona are coming for you.
Oh, and Nona's the fucking mom.
Oh, I would love to see. You know what? I want to see like a mafia movie that's like run by I've had enough of these like gross old men who, are like "Ma bambino," like sorry to all the Italians out there, but I've had enough of these. I want to see a mafia crew run by like a bunch of like strong like badass women who and like the head like god or godmother, I guess it would be in this case. I want to see like fucking Meryl Streep running
Oh
like
yeah.
a mafia crew and just like fucking bitches up. Like
Killing people.
yeah, imagine getting your brains blown out, and the last thing you see is
Italian
Meryl's,
Meryl Streep.
yeah, pointing a gun at you. I
Or no,
honestly,
because the mafias are like brutal. So like it'd be those like needle guns that they use to like slaughter cattle.
oh yes,
It'd be
yeah,
one of those.
oh
Meryl Streep,
absolutely,
one of those,
yeah, Meryl
and a
Streep
salami.
holding a needle, just a salami in one hand and like a needle gun in the other. She's like, can we hurry up and get this over with? I gotta go
She
play.
goes like, "You get the salami or the needle?
Yeah,
Take your
it's
pick."
like. I got the let's wrap this up. I got to go play mahjong with the girls in about the 20 minutes.
I want to hear Meryl Streep do an Italian accent so
I
badly
would
now.
I mean she's
Oh my god,
she's a mistress of the fine arts, so
this is
I don't
I
have a
just
doubt in my
realized
mind that
this is
she
kind of
wouldn't be able to do it.
we're gonna be doing this kind of later a little bit.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah.
I just realized.
No, yeah, you're right.
Let's go to our next story.
Okay, anyway.
Um,
So recently, due to an issue over the availability of LGBTQ plus resources in the Patmos Public Library in Jamestown, Michigan, a dispute has arose concerning the facility's mileage property tax renewal, leading to a large amount of uncertainty about how the library will continue to operate when the current mileage dollars stop. According to Larry Walton, who's the president of the library, in this Tuesday's primary election, the library would lose 84% of its $245,000 budget. The mileage renewal failed with 1,905 people voting no and 1,142 people voting yes. Conservative residents of the town are opposed to the renewal because the library has spoken out on multiple occasions about how they will not be removing their LGBTQ plus books and content from the shelves of the library. Walton told the Associated Press, quote, "They're protesting all LGBTQ books that are on our shelves, which is unacceptable. We, the board, will not ban the books." Apparently, during Tuesday's election, the conservative residents of Jamestown put signs up in their yards that read, 50% increase to groom our kids. Vote no on library. Salem Soulsey, a local non-binary resident of the town, told Bridge, Michigan, quote, "When I was growing up in Jensen, the language of who I was as a non-binary person didn't exist yet. When I read Genderqueer, which is a novel, it was the first time I ever saw myself represented in a book. So many kids are struggling in silence, especially in areas like this. Having access to resources and materials of people who are sharing your experiences is literally life-saving." So this is like a thing that I find so weird, and people genuinely think that like because in like a library they have books about like, helping kids find their identity, that's like they're grooming the children. We're
Um,
like grooming your kids.
well, here's the thing about that I don't really vibe with. The conservatives have done to grooming what everyone has done to the word gaslight.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
gaslighting and because gaslighting is like it's not it's more than being dishonest, and it's more than being like it's making someone like truly like question their own ability to like discern events that happen to tell between like reality and like what's not real. It's
Yeah.
pretty insane.
Mhm.
And grooming at the same token is like it's a much more active process than a child reading a book, because if a child
Mhm.
reads a book, they just have more information, and it's up to the
Exactly.
children to do with that what they will. They could say I relate to this, and they could be like, yeah, I don't really fucking care. It's
Exactly.
up to them. So grooming is not, and it's like grooming has become this buzzword that like it's
Yeah,
upsetting to see because
conservatives are loving to use that word nowadays because the second that they hear grooming, it automatically triggers like, uh-oh, these pedophiles are trying to get to our
oh,
kids. And
pedophiles too, yeah.
yeah, and it's like, Mary, Mary Beth, we don't want anything to do with your kid.
No,
Your
quite the
kid's
opposite.
ugly. Your child is ugly, believe it
Your
or
child's
not.
ugly. Your child's annoying. Your child
Yeah,
screams and pisses. Children are the worst.
I, it's so funny. I'm in this phase in my life right now where I know that later down the line, when I'm like older, I
Mm-hmm.
do want, I do think I want to have children. However, right now, I'm like,
Absolutely not. It's a no for
fuck
me.
these kids. Like, these also the type of people who are like using these words to, strike fear into the hearts of the voters. These are also the type of people who are raising children who are like the type of kids who will throw a hissy fit at a birthday party when it's not all about them,
Oh yeah.
and how they will fully like, if some part of the party isn't about them, or like they don't get to, because I've seen videos where like if the kid doesn't get to open one of the presents, that's not for them, it's like for
Or
the other kid.
if they don't get their own present, or they don't get a birthday cake with candles that they can also blow out.
Yeah, they will lose their mind.
Yeah, it's people are just bad at raising kids these days, I gotta say. Raising kids
Yeah,
is hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but
no, but
anyways,
anyway.
our final story. According to BBC News, Egyptian TikToker Tala Safwan has been arrested for TikTok with quote unquote immoral and lesbian undertones. Tala has close to 5 million followers on TikTok and 800,000 followers on YouTube. After posting a video that some have seen as being sexually suggestive towards a female friend, authorities had decided that arresting Tala as to not have her actions damage public morale.
Hmm.
And I think when I was looking into it, and she herself is not lesbian. At least from what I could gather,
Okay.
it's just it had like
It had some elements
vibes.
of lesbianism to
Yeah,
which they were
allegedly. Like I
not
could
a
find the
fan of.
TikTok, and it was yeah. I could find the
Okay.
exact TikTok they're talking about. Because a lot of it is this is happening, in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Or is yeah. So it's hard to like I it's there's a little bit of a language barrier, but from what I understand, she's still in prison. She's refuted the claims, like no, that's not what the TikTok was about. That's not what it's meant to be. And she might be spending up to like 5 years in jail. Like that's
Jesus
like kind of worst case
Christ.
scenario. Yeah.
See, this is the thing with like, this is why it's so tough in other countries where even just stuff like this, being gay still is, punishable by serious offense in certain countries, and this is why
and people are trying to bring that back here.
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway,
this is like when people I've seen a lot of people like kind of totally kind of not be subtle and be like, yeah, I'm a Christian nationalist, I want like a Christian state, and this is kind of like a reflection of what these like crazy conservatives want for us.
Oh yeah.
So,
but anyway, speaking of crazy conservatives, let's take a break. And we're back. And now, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, it's time to go over what happened this week in pop culture. All right, first up, it was recently announced by Netflix that their teen vampire romance series First Kill was unfortunately the next of fan favorite shows to get the boot from Netflix. According to sources close to deadline, the show didn't see the numbers that it was hoping for, and that, quote, the completion rate wasn't high enough. And that was the reason why it was canceled. However, fans of the show were quick to jump to Twitter to acknowledge the fact that First Kill made well over the amount of numbers within the first week in views that Heartstopper did within its first week. And as we know, Heartstopper has already been renewed for 2 more seasons. And people were very quick to point out the fact that Netflix kind of has a habit of canceling shows that either have just like good representation or even just like women loving women shows have a bit of a history of getting the axe after like not too long. So tell me what y'all think in the comments, what the real reason was for the show getting canceled. Next up, the much anticipated queer horror movie that we actually talked about last week, They/Them, is finally out now on Peacock, and fans are loving it. The movie features many different sexual orientations, gender identities, and backgrounds, along with just an incredible cast. John Logan, who was the writer and director for movies like Gladiator, The Aviator, and Hugo, took on the task of not only writing the screenplay for this movie, but also directing it, so we know it's going to be good. But seriously, guys, just, y'all should go check out They/Them, available now on Peacock, to get some thrills and chills before the Halloween season. Next up, High School Musical, the series fans were treated to a very gay treat this week, after some Twitter rumors have started flowing around that Joshua Bassett's character, Ricky Bowen, might be interested in one of his fellow campers during their time at Camp Shallow Lake this summer. The scene in question is when Ricky is suggesting that him and fellow camper / director of the show, E.J. Caswell, should play the 2 male leads in this season's musical, which is Frozen. And he suggested, he was like, they could be friends, enemies, lovers, and fans are losing their mind. Because as we know, last year, Joshua Bassett came out, and everybody has been wondering if they're finally going to work some kind of a storyline into the show with Joshua's character. So maybe we're finally going to get something. Who knows? But anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, catch High School Musical, the series, season 3, out now on Disney+. After last week's release of Beyonce's new album, Renaissance, we are getting yet again another version of her hit song, Break My Soul. But this time, it will be featuring the proclaimed queen of pop, Madonna. On Wednesday, Bee released an EP featuring different remixes of Break My Soul, featuring artists like will.i.am, Terry Hunter, Honey Dijon, and Nita Aviance. But this Friday, she released yet another remix exclusively available on her website featuring Madonna. It is only available for purchase on her website, though. It is $1.29, I believe, to purchase. But really, how much is an iconic collaboration worth? So go check out "Break My Soul" by Beyonce, featuring Madonna, and also "Stream Renaissance" by Beyonce, because it's Beyonce. Anyway, last but not least, the Spice Girls are reuniting. According to a report from Metro, all 5 members of the Spice Girls will be reuniting for a TV docuseries produced by the same team behind Michael Jordan's docuseries The Last Dance on Netflix. The series is said to feature the 5 girls, quote, revealing new unheard takes from their heyday as the biggest band on the planet. No release date has yet to be set. However, we do know that all 5 of the girls, including Victoria Beckham, who turned down the opportunity to do the sold-out stadium tour across the UK with the girls. So a lot of people were very surprised to see that Victoria had confirmed that she was going to be coming back. But anyway, speaking of the Spice Girls, let's take a break.
And we're back. And we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to put someone on blast today. We're going to be haters. We're going to be rude and disrespectful.
We're just such good people, so this is just, so out of line for us. We're not...
Yeah, I've never talked shit. I've never engaged in dramas.
I never have once participated in drama such as this. So, it's really just crazy. But yeah, we're gonna try to be shady today.
We're gonna try it out. We're gonna try to be, shady.
Yeah. Because we are...
And how... and the way we're gonna do it...
Oh, God.
I think Alex, it's like a TikTok you've seen, right? Of like people...
Yeah. So, for those of you out there who may not know, there is this person who considers himself an internet personality, whatever he thinks of himself as, whatever. There's this guy out on the internet by the name of Andrew Tate. And he has a bit of a reputation for being this, like, quote unquote alpha male. Like, he's one of those, like, if you would think of a douchey, like the most douchey, misogynistic, sexist, racist, homophobic, like frat bro from some like Alabama that you had ever met in your entire life, and you multiplied that like by 10, that wouldn't even be close to what Andrew Tate is.
He's the worst part of like the Manosphere and like the Alpha Male podcasts. He's just like a conglomerate of all the worst parts of it.
Yeah, he's one of those people. I saw this one clip of him where he said that so he believes that if a girl has an Instagram account, that's cheating.
So fucking stupid.
Like, because that she is posting a photo of herself on Instagram, that's considered cheating to him. Like, just say you get no bitches. Like,
just say you pull no pussies. You're
literally,
you owe people pussy.
Literally, just say that you don't get any, and we still won't like you, but at least you'll be honest.
So today we'll be talking about was it women who we think
some of our
take him down.
Oh yes, some of our favorite ladies, fiction and nonfiction, that we believe could just whoop
his
an alpha male, quote unquote alpha male, self-proclaimed. Because if you just say you're a bitch without thinking you're a bitch. Anyway, um, anyway, Joshua, who do you got? What's up?
So my first one is a little controversial in her own right. She's definitely
Oh,
said some things but she's definitely also like a queer icon. The
mhm.
first person that I would say is Azalea Banks.
Oh my God,
Because the thing about
she,
she's
uh,
wild. I cannot defend a lot of things she says. Music's great,
no,
but I could not just defend a lot of things she
that's
says.
the
And she also has been through a lot of battles with mental illness and stuff, and she's been very open about
yeah,
that.
yep.
But the thing about her is that she has an
She
ounce of truth in what she says.
she's
Sometimes
just so that's the thing about Azalea
she's
Banks.
creative too in
She
her
is
nastiness.
this like wild force of nature, and she is like, will say whatever the hell she wants. However, when 212 comes on in the club,
Oh yeah,
the gays are
gotta turn
popping
up.
off. It's a 212. I don't know the words to the
How
song,
to-
but yeah, but you can't deny that the gays just like lose their minds.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
seeing her brand of like insult, because like she always says like, let's say like I don't know, it's like that was sexist, and that's why
yeah.
you are bald, ugly, and disgusting, and that's why your toes are nasty and crunchy, and because you can't pull no bitches, and that's why your toenails are falling off. And like she is so like it's hard to replicate. She's just
Oh,
her own
absolutely.
brand of hater.
I don't have a doubt in my mind that she would tear somebody like that to shreds.
Asunder.
Somebody that I think would, she might more physically assault him, but
Mm-hmm.
she could also verbally, you never know. Actually, no, she could probably do both.
Hmm.
Sam Puckett. Sam
Oh, from
Puckett from
iCarly.
iCarly, yeah.
Oh, death,
Miss Samantha
death,
Puckett would
death
be,
to all.
first off, not only would she whoop his ass with the butter sock, she would grab that butter, put it in that sock, twirl it around like a lasso, and
Mm-hmm.
then whoop him to a pulp.
Tear
And
him to shreds.
and you cannot deny that Sam just like, she had, I there were so many moments where I wish Sam could have like gotten more of a chance to speak and kind of like really say shit,
Yeah.
because she just had so much more iconic, like she had so many iconic moments during that show.
Well, a kind of I guess like a quick side tangent. Jeanette McCurdy just recently released a
Yes.
book, kind of talking
Oh
about her
yeah.
experiences with all that nonsense.
Yeah, I don't think it's out yet, but I think it's coming soon. But yeah, Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, "I'm Glad My Mom Died," is coming out soon. So I might actually purchase it
Wait,
because,
it's called "I'm Glad My Mom Died."
yep. Oh yeah. Oh
Damn.
yeah. You gotta you gotta like listen to some of the backstories on it because it is wild. But yeah, go purchase Jeanette McCurdy's memoir. But anyway,
I need to
um
think of something.
okay, well,
Sorry,
while
I just
Josh
realized something.
while Josh does that, another lady that I think would
Okay, never
obliterate,
mind.
just obliterate Andrew,
Hmm.
Electra Abundance.
Oh,
Electra Abundance
okay. See, I was so mad because I was looking up
from the show Pose.
someone on my list. I guess I'll kind of chime in on this one too a little bit because someone I said too was Crystal LaBeija.
Oh, oh my God. Yeah,
Like
she would tear
eat his ass up.
tear
Eat his
them.
ass up.
Tear. I mean, we know, if you're a fan of the show Pose, you know that Elektra is not shy. Some of her most iconic moments from the show are her just simply reading the filth out of people. Like that one scene where her and the girls, they like went to
Hmm.
that like white people like restaurant out
Oh,
on the
kind of
coast,
yeah.
yeah, out on the coast, and she like that table of white people is like, we don't feel comfortable having you here. You need to get out. And then she literally just stands up, takes like a sip of water, and then just reads
With that
this
finger.
bitch to yeah. Oh my God. I would pay so much money to see that.
And then again,
I
like
would
if we could time travel somehow and we get Crystal LaBeija,
oh
specifically after she lost that title,
mhm.
when she was like, she was not beautiful tonight. Look at her makeup's horrible.
Uh,
If you've ever seen that in its entirety, it's truly like a spectacle to behold.
oh, it
And
absolutely
just,
is.
and also the thing too is like, I think, I think it's like, is it a New York accent she has?
I don't know actually.
She
That's a
does
good
have like
point.
this affectation that is just like, it wouldn't even matter what she's saying. She's just like, it's just fun to hear her talk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
She would fucking but so have you ever seen the the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Yeah,
Okay. I would love to see, so do you know who Rosa Diaz is?
I think so.
She's that like that girl who's always in like the leather jacket, and she just has
Just
like
black hair, right?
this extremely like monotone voice, and then she always
Yes.
kind of just talks like this, and she always has like something sassy and like bitchy to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she, if y'all, all y'all out there who know Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Rosa, she just is like, she's so good at just like making fun of people, whether
How much?
they like deserve it or not. She's just so good at making fun of people. And like
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
like
go off,
honestly,
Lee.
kind of slay. Like making fun of people. Like, I mean, we wouldn't know anything about that because, we're good Christian children, but
Yeah, would never.
I would never bully somebody on Twitter, but, that's
No,
just me. I would
that's
never,
just me.
I would never, read twinks to filth on Twitter,
No,
but
I get into fist fights with twinks in real life.
you're like, I don't, yeah, not online. I'd prefer to
In
beat them up.
person.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
real life. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Who's,
so this might be cheating, but I think it's worth mentioning.
mhm.
Uh, from the show Legendary, I think, or also from like other things, but so a lot of people come to know them in mainstream media. La Roach from
Oh, Law would
Law.
put
Uh,
them down.
death to all of them.
I also know Law from the his brief run on America's Next Top Model.
Mm.
But yeah, no, Law would.
Law gets
There's been so
brutal.
many moments in Legendary where Law literally is just like, you guys were just fucking ugly. Like he literally will just like verbatim say like the most insane shit, and then everybody else is like booing him, and then he's like, "What? It's the truth."
There's recently there's this one that he like oh no. Oh my god, when he was like Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. I just sang at y'all's funeral.
Oh
This over for
my
y'all.
God.
That was wild. Oh, I, oh my god, that was
Sent
I.
me to Saturn, Moon, Pluto, and back. Oh
That energy is what
my.
we the Andrew Tates of the world.
Oh, uh, but speaking of Law Roach, let's take a break.
Oh, let's take a break.
And welcome back. Now,
Henny.
before we begin our next segment, I have with me today a beverage so I've already had a coffee, but I have with me a Monster Zero Sugar Ultra Peachy Keen energy drink, and I'm going to open it today.
Some ASMR for the pod.
Well, that was just lovely. Anyway, onto the segment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you for bringing that up. That's such a great point. So as some of y'all may not know, recently it was announced that Shea Coulee, winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 5 and top 4 icon of RuPaul's Drag
that's
Race
right.
All-Stars
I'm mad about
7, all winners, which should have been top 3, but I'm not going to stay mad at it. Anyway, so it was announced that Shea is going to be in an upcoming production of the new Ironheart series coming to Disney Plus. And the nerds are really, some of the nerds are like not super taking it well. And we're gonna feed off of that.
Boo. Well, also there's other things. It's also Lady Gaga in Joker.
Yes. Yeah, Lady Gaga is going to be playing Harley Quinn.
Oh, she's going to be Harley Quinn?
I think honestly, or maybe she is. I actually don't know, but I could have sworn I saw that she was either playing Harley Quinn or she's like doing some of the music for like the upcoming, for another like Joker movie.
I'm not
alongside
sure exactly.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin, yeah. If she's gonna be Harley, it's gonna be insanity.
I would die. I would die.
Angelica Ross also is in a cast in Chicago the musical as the leading role.
Oh, cheers. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, anyway.
Well, now you do.
Because of all the gays coming into the film industry recently, we decided to take that into our own hands. And today we're going to be recasting some of the roles from iconic movies, kind of just like across the board. And we're going to make them a little bit gayer.
Yep.
We're gonna yassify some
movies,
cinema's most beloved moments. And I cannot wait for someone's dark bearded father to call me the F slur on the internet after this happens.
I love it. Let's get into it.
So the first movie that this is something that I think of kind of just like right off the bat when I think of like iconic movies, but also when I was thinking of ones that specifically would like get straight people mad. If we recasted them as gays, the Rocky franchise.
That's a great idea.
The Rocky, because when you think about straight people movies, there is no movie that I can think of more when I hear the topic of like movies that get like someone's juiced up Bud Light drinking dad like horny rather than Rocky Dennis. And oh my God, I would love to see the role of Rocky. I would love if we're taking it there, I would love to see Cameron Michaels.
I was thinking the same thing, Cameron.
Cameron Michaels playing Rocky Dennis. Rocky. Yeah. And Apollo Creed. I would love to see Mayhem Miller. If we're
actually
I would love to I just want like an absolute like power dynamic between the two. Because obviously everybody knows Cameron as, the bodybuilder Barbie.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Miss Mayhem Miller just like, slay the house boots. Because in the first Rocky movie, Apollo does win. And also Mayhem needs more of a redemption because I feel like she didn't really get enough credit for.
And she's gonna get her redemption by kicking the shit out of Cameron Michaels.
Cameron Michaels, yeah, absolutely. Sick. I would, and then Rocky's girlfriend. I I was debating between two people for the role of Rocky's girlfriend. I was thinking either like so you know on TikTok, do you know that girl Chrissy Shapeka?
I am very well aware.
Yeah, I want like just the absolute bimboification of Rocky. I would love you, but because I was toying between either like Chrissy Shapeka level, like Yasified bimbo, like
Mm-hmm.
icon status, or the
Would they be
exact.
dating in this alternate universe, or would she just be like the bimbo best friend, bimbo bestie?
You know what? Actually, okay, so if it was Chrissy, I feel like they'd just be like bimbo besties.
Yes,
And the other person that I was toying with is Kristen Stewart.
I can see that. I like that.
But yeah, and just like in the most opposite, like direct, like, because, Kristen Stewart is lesbian, and I would, I just think it would be so funny. Or not, I mean, not even like funny, but I would love to see, like, you know, Miss Cameron Michaels, Miss Bodybuilder, accompanied
Bodybuilder Barbie.
by accompanied by like Kristen Stewart, who's kind of I would love to see her like, constantly like maybe making eyes at like some of the other like the girls who, in the boxing ring when they like hold up the
Mm-hmm.
signs to be like round 2, round 3. She's like constantly making eyes at them.
Oh yeah, and she's just like, ooh, I'm getting into that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah. What do
All
you
right,
got?
so mine's gonna be a little unorthodox because I don't watch a whole lot of movies. But one movie that I do watch a lot and frequently is The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's gonna be like
Oh,
a live action Nightmare Before
okay.
Christmas.
Okay.
So Jack Skellington is gonna be Evie Oddly.
Oh,
I
she
think that
would.
would be
Oh,
sick.
she's she would be born for that role.
It would be it'd be
And I mean,
chef's kiss.
Evie still, I know she talked about it like on the show, but she's still, it's, slowly um coming down, but she does still have some of her
Oh my
flexibility.
god. I saw her recently in Providence and
Oh
she
my God, that's right.
fucking
How was
backflip,
she?
front flip. She was amazing. It's so good. I cried a little. Actually, remember that story I told you how I left Providence? That I was going to see Evie and that was Providence, and then
Oh, with
story that
that
I
with the guy.
with the guy. Yeah.
Oh my
Um.
God.
Anyways. Oh, and then Sally, the little zombie girl. I want
Yeah.
that to be Willow Pill. And in this version, Jack and Sally make out.
Oh
I'm
yes.
just kidding. I think that would be fun, just because
Oh, Willow would be so good.
Willow
Like,
has like a smaller stature
mhm.
and has like I don't know, just has like I think she'd like Willow's definitely not like shy or like reserved, but I think
Oh no.
Willow could pull off like
She could
it'd
definitely
be a new
pull
take on
off
the
kind of a
character.
more like demure.
Demure, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
And for Oogie Boogie, I was toying either with Ginger Minge or T.S. Madison.
T.S. Madison. I want to see that would be imagine just
She would, I
like
think she could really bring that character to life because
oh,
Oogie is like,
absolute.
because T.S. Madison, she's very like, she has a very
Yeah.
big personality, and Oogie Boogie's very sassy and
Oh,
provocative and really
have
like,
you seen that thing on TikTok? It's this, I don't follow him, but I keep
hmm
seeing him pop up on my For You page. And it's this one guy, and he does this thing where it's like the he, they of the day.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And he did, I would love it. Like, I think it was like Oogie Boogie is like one of them. And then there was also like, he did like a bunch of the characters from Candyland,
Mm-hmm.
like the board game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And oh my God, yeah, but no, T.S. Madison, she would do because she's like the personification, I feel like, of like sass, and
Oh yeah. Like the part
she
was like,
would
"You joking? You joke?"
okay.
She
Oh
would
yeah.
she would I think she would slay.
Just
Um
imagine like Oogie Boogie though being like, I feel like Puerto Rican in this. I feel Puerto or no. I feel like a Puerto Rican in this garbage bag.
In this garbage bag.
I feel Puerto Rican.
I feel Puerto Rican.
That will be I can't. That is like a clip that plays on in my head, just forever and ever and
on
ever
repeat.
and ever. Yeah.
All right, and I think Leslie Jordan as Dr. Finkelstein in the wheelchair. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh, what y'all doing? Screwing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Leslie
then
Jordan.
you know, at the end of the movie, there's like that female like version of himself that he makes.
Yes.
Maybe a very quick cameo of either Rebecca Moore or Sophie Anderson.
Ooh. Or even yes. Oh, I missed that. How was it Rebecca or Sophie that had
Sophie had to get her
the breast
implants
injury
taken out.
Yeah. How's she doing? Do you know like what happened with that?
She's surviving, but she's not
She's not like working. Is she like working right now or okay?
I'm not sure. Last I saw, she would tweet being like, "I miss my boobs so much. This is like
because I follow both of them on Twitter, so I like I see occasional updates from them, which is which is interesting too because my Twitter feed is like a mixture of like my entire Twitter. This is why I don't open Twitter in public. My Twitter feed is like just such a mixture of like it'll be half like gay memes and like pop culture stuff and like drag race stuff, and then gay pornography.
Fair enough.
Just naked men, and then the occasional pop-up. I do occasionally get pop-ups of Rebecca and Sophie.
And it'll be like gay corn and then drag queens, and then all of a sudden it's Sophie or Rebecca.
I think Sophie getting like dicked down.
Yeah.
By some man and
disrespected by a man in a priest costume, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
go off, wig.
I don't think this was her, but have you seen that meme where it's this girl, she's dressed in like a Velma costume, and she's like whoever's playing Daphne is like behind her like getting murdered, and then she's like trying to do something and she's like it won't I can't get it to open.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Or who would be fun as the wife, the Finkelstein wife too, Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Oh, you know, it'd be great too if Jennifer Coolidge was the mayor.
Oh my! I would.
Jack, where are you? Jack.
Jennifer Coolidge. Just let's give it up for Jennifer. But speaking of Jennifer Coolidge, let's take a break.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
And now we're back with what is statistically nobody's favorite part of the podcast, and if it is, statistically, you're a bitch. So
and
because we're at the end, the worst part of the day.
And there we go. Yeah. Sorry, I was fixing my microphone. Yeah, it's if this is your favorite part of the podcast, then you're kind of ugly.
It's on site. It's on site.
And I don't make the rules, but you know what I do make?
Tell me. I'm so excited. I'm waiting.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. You know, I make a lovely
fifth
outro.
Alternate.
I was a lovely fifth
alternate.
Oh, Alyssa Edwards. Anyway.
Now about fourth runner-up. Alyssa, iconic.
Speaking of Alyssa Edwards, you can subscribe to, rate, and review The Latest and the Gayest on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. And you can follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at TLATG Pod to stay up to date on all things the latest and the gayest. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find all past, present, and soon to be future episodes of the latest and the gayest available for free the week after their original release date. And this episode will be available next week following the brand new episode. And please check out our link tree, which can be found in the bio of all of our social medias, to not only find all our social media links and where you can listen to the show, but you can also find some great links and resources on different organizations and links that we have for abortion funds that you can donate to, Ukraine relief fund you can donate to, Olvaid funds that you can donate to, and just some really great organizations and charities that you can check out and, see what you can do. And with that, we have come to the end of yet another just slay diva boots episode of the latest and the slayest. And we've got some slaying to do of our own. And speaking of slaying, goodbye.
Bye.